support. Give us the convict, please. Get support. The Quartermaines. It's all day. That's them through. Hold the Quartermaines. Hold it. You know what? Get that microphone out of here. How do you feel about us having an affair with a black woman? Get it out of here. God! I'll see you in court! Come on.
We met when your grandmother was in the hospital, and then again at the nurses' ball.
Yes, of course.
As I recall, it was quite an evening.
Yes, I spent most of it in the closet. It's a long story. I'm Monica's husband. I'm Alan.
You were against the incinerator.
Yes, I was. Of course, you know my son, Jason?
She sure does.
And this is his brother, AJ.
Swore Justus.
I see the family resemblance.
Well, we have Dad to blame for that.
Actually, they're half-brothers, but Jason has been mine since he was an infant.
This family is used to complications, believe me.
Oh, are we a complication?
And you're Ned Ashton?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, his wife would be with him, but she doesn't speak to him too much. A little matter of bigamy.
Hey, Jed, that's enough.
So, Lee talked the reporter out of pressing charges, huh?
Yes, he did. It didn't stop a whole pack of them from following me down at the police station. I guarantee you there will be a picture in the newspaper tomorrow. Some of them are out by the gate now. And I would think they're probably camped out at your doorstep as well.
They are.
Don't give them the time of day. Now, this will all be old news by the time the next scandal comes along.
Unless, of course, you're convicted.
Well, thanks to your grandmother, that's less likely to happen.
I don't know. Prosecution made a very strong argument that the sudden discovery of my father's paternity was motive to kill him.
That's absurd for you to say something like that.
Grandfather didn't do it.
Please. Justice has every right to state his opinions in this house. Quiet, all of you.
Justice, you think I killed your father?
I think there are some unanswered questions.
Ask them.
Well, for 20 years, you chose not to acknowledge my father. No, make that 50 years. In the letter you wrote my grandmother, you said that you would help. Now, that's a far cry from accepting your son as your own flesh and blood.
In all fairness, Justice, I didn't ask that of him.
And why not?
Because it was better that way.
For whom?
What's your point?
My point is, if my grandmother hadn't made a statement in open court, would you have ever acknowledged that you had a black son?
The color of your father's skin had nothing to do with my decision, then or now.
Is that so?
I was a young man engaged to be married, and yes, it would have created a scandal, and yes, I probably had a selfish motive for wanting to keep it quiet, but not along racial lines.
Well, you had a lot of other reasons to keep it quiet. Legitimate children, thriving business, reputation as a pillar in the community. Sudden appearance of a black son could have been, a black son who was a political activist, could have made things very, very uncomfortable.
Yes.
Justice, we didn't come here for a confrontation.
That's all right. Better to get things out in the open.
I would like to point out that your father was alive when my father supposedly made the call to Jack Boland to resolve all these things.
A call that I didn't make.
And what if that call was to say he directed someone else to resolve things for him?
Oh, for heaven's sakes, Edward did not kill your father.
Jack Boland did. That woman said so. She saw the gun and everything.
And who told her to say that? How much was she paid? These are all questions that the jury is going to be asking themselves in the deliberation room.
I don't see what more I can say to convince you. I hope the jury isn't as hard on me as my own grandson.